Manziel&apos CFL debut with Hamilton Tiger Cats a positive step in football comeback. Hamilton, Ontario, for the first time in 887 days, Johnny Manziel played pro football. Manziel made his Canadian Football League debut for the Hamilton Tiger Cats on Friday night in a preseason game against the Toronto Argonauts. Manziel played 22 snaps over 5 possessions, entering the game with 3:36 left to play in the second quarter. He connected on 9 of 12 passes for 80 yards, with a long completion of 21 yards. He ran the ball twice for 10 yards, but took 2 sacks. Though it appeared the Tiger Cats ran a simplified version of their offense while he was in the game, Manziel played well. Far from flawless, Manziel nonetheless flashed some of the traits that made him a coveted NFL draft pick: athleticism, an ability to escape pressure and keep his eyes downfield, and decent arm strength. Though Manziel still has much to learn about the Canadian game, this was a positive step in his comeback trail. His best drive was his last. On the third play of the series, facing a 1st and 10, Manziel took the snap and felt defensive pressure coming from his left. Flushed out of the pocket to the right, he crept closer to the sideline, allowing receiver Damir Altman to create a small window of space. Manziel fired a pass across his body, Altman hauled it in, and was eventually brought down for the 21-yard gain. Though the drive ended with a turnover on down sack, the series spent 12 plays and 62 yards, draining 7:27 off the clock. He was removed with 14:05 left to play in the fourth quarter. Incumbent Tiger Cats quarterback Jeremiah Masoli started the game. Earlier this week, head coach June Jones told reporters that if both Manziel and Masoli are healthy at the beginning of the regular season, Masoli will absolutely start. More, Manziel number 39 CFL coach says QB is set to start season as backup. More, Manziel throws for TD in developmental football league game. More, Hugh Jackson jumps in Lake Erie to fulfill promise after 0-16 season. While Masoli was in the game, Manziel stood on the sideline next to quarterbacks coach Dan Morrison, often asking him questions. Masoli finished the game 8 of 13 for 115 yards, with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. After his second pick, Manziel sat next to Masoli on the bench and the two appeared to be going over images of the play. Manziel, a first-round selection of the Cleveland Browns in the 2014 draft, infamously washed out of the NFL after a series of off-field incidents. The Browns waived Manziel in March of 2016. Manziel, who played in a developmental league in April called the Spring League, last played in a pro game in a loss against the Kansas City Chiefs on December 27, 2015. New York Jets general manager Mike Maccagnan and Houston Texans pro scout Chris Blanco requested seats in the press box for the game. While Blanco occupied his place, Maccagnan, however, was not spotted. Hamilton's next preseason game is June 9 against the Montreal Alouettes. The Tiger Cats opened their regular season on June 16 against the Calgary Stampeders. Follow USA Today Sports and number 39, Lorenzo Reyes on Twitter @LorenzogReyes.